Hello and welcome back. We're again on a PreDecimal coin hunt. This was slightly different from others in the fact that the coins that I chose were mainly silver, or silver coloured ones. And the first one is a half crown from 1948. Half crown would used to be what, 2 and 6, or 12.5p they used to be used for when we first turned decimal. The coins were used before they phased out as 12.5 pence, as I said. With 1956, of course, 1948, it is of course George VI, and either side of a wasted shield is George's monogram with a crown above it. That's one of the ways you can tell, apart from the date, that it is George VI. And there you go, there's George VI, his bust. Second one, it's also George VI. This one here though is a 2 shilling coin, also known as a 2 bob or florin, or in modern parlance we used to use these when we first went decimal as a 10 pence. It's dated 1947, and this 2 shilling coin has George GR either side of the crown Tudor rose, and either side of the crown Tudor rose you have a thistle on the left and a clover on the right. Dated 1947, George VI. Another George VI. Again it's a half crown. The only difference, and again it's the same year, 1948. Well, we've already covered what's on that coin, so put that one down for a minute. And we have another one, and it's another 1948. Can't believe this. 3 of them. Teach me better, won't it? Half crown, and guess what? No, it's New Year, 1949. Exactly the same information that's on there as there was on the other 2 half crowns. And there's George VI's portrait. Let's do a couple of pennies. This one is 1934, which will make it George V. It's in good condition. You can read the 1 penny very well. Britannia looks excellent on there. And there's George V's head. A little silver one, it's a tenner or a 6pence, and this is from the last year that it was minted, 1967. They minted these in huge quantities in 1967. All of the PreDecimal were in large quantities. We went through decimalisation in 1970, although it started in 1969 with the 10 pence coming in. And the 6pence was used as 2.5p for quite a while into decimalisation. It did eventually get phased out, but none were produced after 1967 that went into circulation. You will find that there are, I think 1970 is the last year of the PreDecimal coins in proof sets or in year sets. And here we go, we've got a modern, or a more modern, 3 pence. It has the portcullis of Westminster and House of Commons, but it's also the portcullis of the Plantagenet families. It's dated 1966, so it's Elizabeth II. It's a castellated 3p. These were phased out not long after decimalisation occurred. Another small 6pence, again from 1967, has all the markings that we talked about in the other coin. So just put that to one side. 1963. There's very little tarnishing on this coin. A little bit, but not a lot. All the legend, all the 1 penny is okay. You can see the lighthouse in the side of Britannia very well. So 1963, a single penny. We do have a few other pennies in this hunt. Have a look a bit more. 1964, again not very well worn. It's still, everything's still legible on it. There's a little bit of tarnishing, but you'd expect that anyway from these old copper coins. Okay, George V, 1930, towards the end of his reign. George V, the lighthouse is still visible. The lighthouse isn't on this coin, that's why it's not visible. There's no lighthouse on this coin like there is on the Elizabethan ones. Again, George V. There is a lighthouse on this one, and this one is 19... It can't be 1918. No. It's 1938. It's George VI. And on the George VI one, there is the lighthouse there. The halfpenny from the last year of minting, which was 1967. Well, last year of minting to go into circulation was 1967. Oh, there we go, the ubiquitous 1967 penny. The most minted coin in the decimal range, in the pre-decimal range. There's actually hundreds of millions of those printed, quite literally. 1963, very clear, as you would expect. It's hardly tarnished at all. Again, Elizabeth II. And 1964, we get a bit of a date run here. 1964 penny. Again, everything's clear. On the back, the lighthouse is fairly clear. You have the 1 penny and Britannia fairly clear. 1967, not quite free of tarnish, but well on the way to being the cleanest coin. And again, another 1967. So that's 3. There's 2 half crowns and a florin. This is the first of the half crowns. This is the Elizabethan one from 1966. ER either side of the shield. You have the shield of the United Kingdoms with the crown above it. Oh. Next one is a wasted shield of George VI from 1950. It's a half crown. You have the crowned monogram on the left and the right, which shows George. You have the shield of the United Kingdoms. England, Scotland, Wales. England, Scotland and Wales. The only ones I recognise on there. We spoke about it all earlier on though. In the first 4 crowns were all the same. And the last one is a florin from 1966, which is Elizabeth II. It's a florin. Again, it's the central Tudor rose, then the flowers of the 3 other parts of the kingdom, which is the thistle of Scotland, the shamrock of Ireland, and the leek of Wales. Okay, that ends this coin hunt. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're having a hunt of your own, I hope you are successful and you find what you want. And I hope that if you're buying coins, you can get them at the price that you want to pay. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. I'd like to get to 50 subscriptions by Christmas, if that's at all possible. And in the meantime, until we meet up on another hunt, bye bye for now.